Hello, welcome to today's immigration tidbit. Do you have a lot of experience doing whatever it is you do and you can't get in on other kinds of visas? You want to know what an option is? An O-1. An O-1 is called the Extraordinary Alien Petition, and I can understand that, a lot of people would be afraid to apply for that because of the name itself. However, a lot of times, for example, people will apply for the H-1B and they won't get picked for the H-1B lottery, which, to be honest with you, there's about a 25% chance, and then even then there's issues. So the O-1 is a good option if you have a few years experience doing what you're doing and you can consider yourself very good at it. So the question is, how can you get an O-1 and fall under the extraordinary alien category? Well, there's a few different ways, but you have to also understand that it's broken down into different categories, which depending on the category will depend on the burden or the difficulty of trying to get it approved. For example, one's business, athletics, artists, they all have different burdens that they need to show. However, one of the best things you can do to get an O-1 is to narrow your field so that you are at the top of whatever very small, specific, narrow area that you are working at or that you have experience. So, for example, let's just say engineer. If you were to try to get an O-1 as an engineer, that would be very difficult because there's so many different kinds of engineers and they're all so qualified. So let's break it down. Let's say you work as an aeronautical engineer. So that's pretty good. That gets it down some, but we want to keep getting it down. So let's say on aeronautical engineering, let's say you work on the electrical systems of propulsion on, the Boeing 737. That's a pretty narrow field. So you could try to get an O-1, for example, as a propulsion engineer on electrical systems on that particular plane. Okay, so I'm giving you an idea of how you might qualify, even though you don't think you might, by narrowing down the field, and then that is a good option, the O-1, to get for a non-immigrant work visa.